Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning. My name is Hatem Losaimi. It's my pleasure to welcome you in today's session, Computing AI, Powering the Future of Intelligent Infrastructure. We are delighted to welcome you here at SIDF headquarters. And to everyone joining us online, welcome. This session is held in collaboration with HUMAIN, a pioneering Saudi technology company, deriving the development of advanced artificial intelligence ecosystem. HUMAIN vision is to build the world's leading AI platform to enhance human capabilities on a global scale, empowering individuals, businesses, and communities through accessible and innovative AI technologies. Today's session will explore HUMAIN's AI compute ecosystem, covering inference infrastructure, training infrastructure, AI edge, and high-performance computing, and how these pillars are shaping the kingdom's journey toward AI leadership. Now, it's time to begin our session. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Mohammed Zagzoug, the Vice President of Products at HUMAIN. Welcome, Mr. Zagzoug.
شكرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It's an honor to be here, honestly, today, and a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me. So, before I start, I just want to give you a little background about myself, then we'll deep dive into what HUMAIN mandate is, and the AI compute specifically. So, my name is Mohammed Zagzoug. I am the VP of Products in HUMAIN. I started my journey in Saudi Aramco. I worked for Saudi Aramco for about 17 years in the upstream and the shared services as well. After that, I moved to Aramco Digital, and then I was one of the people who actually worked on establishing HUMAIN, and we moved from Aramco Digital to HUMAIN. So, how did all of this start? So, with the chairman of His Royal Highness, Mohammed bin Salman, it was decided to create a national AI champion for the kingdom. And with four main objectives and key deliverables. One, consolidate of AI data centers. There are multiple initiatives in the kingdom, in the north and south and east and west. So HUMAIN mandate is to consolidate all of these investments in the data centers and actually build a large-scale data center capability and offerings. The second thing is procurement of advanced AI chipsets. Today, when we look at the advanced chipsets, there are a number of companies who are really famous in the advanced chipsets. One of them is AMD, of course, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, and other as well. I'll deep dive into those. So Procuring these advanced chipsets requires a lot of investments and it's a lengthy process. So HUMAIN is one of the entities that will facilitate and help the kingdom to bring in the latest technologies and chipsets in the kingdom to enable AI use cases. The third objective is to coordinate AI-related investment opportunities. We look at the AI investments today, and if you look at the market, AI companies are skyrocketing today. And from the kingdom, alhamdulillah, so HUMAIN, and HUMAIN is a PIF company, and recently it was announced that Aramco will also be part of it. So one of its key mandates is actually to work on investing in AI initiatives and AI companies, to finally form an AI global hub. Our key objective at the end is to position Saudi Arabia as a global hub, a global AI hub. I just wanted to really mention something, that this is a workshop, so I would like it to be very interactive. If it's possible, if you have any questions, that's okay. I'd love to hear your questions and drive the session. It's not a presentation format. One, two, I will have number of I have 4 key offerings, and I'll ask some few questions so we can interact and think together. So since the establishment of HUMAIN in the past few months, we've been on an accelerated journey. In May, HUMAIN was announced, and since then, we've launched a number of products. One of them was HUMAIN Chat. It's built on top of our Arabic model called Allam. Allam is a model that was trained completely in the kingdom, and this is an investment started by Sadaya, and then moved to HUMAIN. So what we've done, we took this model and put it in a production environment, and now it's been utilized in multiple government entities, and I will deep dive into the capability of the model and application as well. So HUMAIN Chat was launched in August. After that, followed by Horizon Pro. Horizon Pro is an AI PC that is designed in the kingdom. It has GPUs, and when I say it has NPU and it has CPU, these are chips, terminologies that enable AI use cases, be it for graphics or for inference, for fast processing for AI models and AI applications. Most recently, we have launched, Tariq Amin, our CEO, launched HUMAIN One during FII. And that is a unique IP product that is one of its kind, developed here in the kingdom. And what we think of it as the new operating system, an operating system that does not have a button. It all runs through prompts. It runs through AI agents. So this is a very unique product that I think most global companies are going toward that vision. And I believe we are one of the first, if not the first. So our mission, before going to this is more focused on the AI compute. Let me give you an overview of HUMAIN in general, and then I will deep dive into the compute business unit. HUMAIN is an AI full stack national champion. I don't want to use the word company because it is a national champion that really has the full end-to-end AI infrastructure capabilities all the way to applications. So we have 4 main capabilities in HUMAIN. The first one is data centers. And data centers, we're building by 2030 a 1.9 gigawatt of power. And by 2034, we're taking that up to 60 gigawatt of power. And this is relatively huge. If we think of current data centers in the cloud, we talk about 3 to 4 megawatt. So when we talk about gigas, we're talking about it's huge infrastructure to enable AI use cases and AI infrastructure. The second business unit we have, or second capability, is the AI compute. And in the AI compute, we have 2 main objectives: bringing the latest chip system technologies with the best pricing possible. So to compete globally and locally. The third business unit is AI applications. AI applications, just some examples. HUMAIN Chat is one of those initiatives. HUMAIN One is one of those products, as well as we keep on building day by day a number of products through that organization. And finally, the AI solutions. AI solutions, you could think of it as the glue between all of it. It's vertical focused. There is industrial, there is health, there is education, there is multiple verticals. So with this, we think of it as the full stack AI capability in the kingdom to enable AI use cases for government, for private sectors, and for enterprises. So let me deep dive into the AI compute. So our mission is to power the kingdom's AI ecosystem, enabling national transformation through digital intelligence, one, and as well as HUMAIN provides the compute foundation that allows enterprises, governments, and researchers to deploy scale AI safely within the kingdom. And this is important because sovereignty and data is a huge asset. And once data moves, becomes knowledge. And that knowledge, you want to make sure that it stays here in the kingdom within our borders, so we can turn that knowledge into models, and AI can be utilized and used in industries. It can be used in research and government. This is not just cloud computing. It is compute designed specifically for AI, optimized for sovereignty, performance, and trust. Now, in the AI compute, we have four main offerings or capabilities. And this, it's not going to end there. We're going to keep on adding. But these are the four that today we are focusing on, and we actually started. Today, we have inference infrastructure. It's a large-scale environment to train, to execute real-time intelligent decision-making. So the inference is the infrastructure where we take models, deploy those knowledge into infrastructure so we can use them in applications related to AI. For example, HUMAIN Chat, again, it's using our own inference infrastructure to interact with the users. Any IoT devices would need some inference capability so we can analyze and do some real-time analysis of the information. The second offering is training, and training is large-scale environment to train national models. And this is an example today. It is important, first of all, for each country to develop and deploy their own models. And why is this important? First, it understands our context, our dialogue, our government terminologies, our industrial terminologies. So training a model, it's key at a large scale and even smaller scale. The SLM, small language models. So SLMs. So it is important for industries to build our own models. And this infrastructure is important to enable that. The third capability is AI Edge, and this is where we bring compute closer to where the data is, closer to where the factories are, closer to where the end user is. And this is important because sometimes you want to have really sovereign use cases where you do not want to send any bit of information to the cloud. So AI Edge does enable us to serve those kind of use cases. And there are many other use cases where actually to optimize for your requirements, sometimes you do not need to process the information at the cloud. You just want to process it at the edge. And the fourth one is high-performance computing. High-performance computing is a key capability to power large-scale scientific and engineering simulations. I remember being, coming from Aramco, seismic data and seismic processing, so for those kind of, for example, for those kind of workload, we do a lot of we need a lot of high-performance computing. And this, what we're bringing here, actually, we're bringing high-performance computing as a cloud, as a service. So the initial investments that entities used to have to put, right now, actually, it's minimized to on-demand only. So this is a capability that will enable a lot of entities to really utilize high-performance computing to build scientific simulations and to build and pay only for what they need with the latest and greatest technologies. So let me deep dive into the inference infrastructure, more details here. So it's inference is where AI meets action. So our inference infrastructure allows models to run in real time, enabling fast, intelligent decisions, whether it is analyzing traffic patterns, processing medical scans, or powering digital assistants in government services and enterprises as well as private sectors. It ensures that AI models trained in our national data centers can be deployed seamlessly and securely in our infrastructure in the kingdom. If you allow me, let me ask a question, and maybe this is, we can pause here for a second and think together of what an inference infrastructure can be utilized for. I'm just gonna ask a question, and if is it okay if I ask? And okay. So every day, millions of AI inference happens, from chatbots to cameras to recommendation systems. What kind of Saudi industries could most benefit from ultra-fast infrastructure, and what would be the best cost of that's enough. Let's keep it there. What is the benefit for industrial to use inference infrastructure in the industry? Can you name some examples?
Medical, healthcare in general.
Healthcare in general. Can we be more specific of where in healthcare that is like diagnosis? Quality check. Why is it important to have it here in the kingdom? Can we use something globally? Like the inference can be, for example, utilized and used from tourism. Tourism, that's another key. But my question was, why is it important to have this capability in the kingdom to serve the healthcare or tourism or sovereignty, to make sure the data is here, stays here? That's a very important one.
Genetic makeup of each region.
Yes.
So each region has different diseases.
100%. So reference to the data itself and the context itself. All of them are really important use cases and these are good reasons why the investments we're putting here to bring inference infrastructure in the kingdom is strategic. And not only that, also from financial perspective now, if you look at the world, most companies been training models, and what we foresee now, most of the workload will change from training into inferencing. And alhamdulillah, about 2 years ago, we've deployed our inference infrastructure in the Dammam region. And today, we're exporting trillions of tokens globally to more than 140 countries from Saudi Arabia. And this is a huge achievement, honestly, for the kingdom, alhamdulillah. And it's not only enabling us internally, locally, we are also tapping on impacting the globe. Moving on, let me go to the training. So the second capability is training, and training is where intelligence is created. We provide the compute power needed to train large-scale national AI models that understands our language, culture, and context. Our training clusters combines GPUs, graphical processing unit, CPUs, and high-speed networking to handle massive data sets. enabling the creation of foundational and domain-specific models for the kingdom. Today, one of the most, honestly, expensive infrastructure is training infrastructure, because they do require huge GPU capability and infrastructure, and when it comes to space as well as performance. So what we've done here, we're bringing we're partnering with the large companies in the chipsets domain. NVIDIA, one of them. It was announced during in May time. AMD, that's another company where we're partnering with them, and we're bringing the latest also chipsets in the kingdom. Inshallah, very soon it will be up and running. As well as we have Qualcomm. Qualcomm, they have great technologies, as well as for the training, these are the main three, actually. So maybe let me ask a question about training and see how this can impact our business here. So if Saudi companies wanted to train their own AI model, say for Arabic language, for a mining analysis, what infrastructure challenges would they face locally, and which of these could be turned into national opportunities? So again, if we're building infrastructure here nationally, what are the challenges that we could face? Availability of data. That's a very data is very important when it comes to AI, and that's actually one of the most important assets that we can capitalize on and turn. What other challenges do you think that we might face?
Knowledge about the local Arabic language, how to handle it, how to parse it, how to change it.
100%. So you usually think of data, the transition of data usually comes from data to knowledge. And there, in the past, I don't know, probably 10 years, we've been putting a lot of knowledge from industries and when it comes to processing, when it comes to analysis, and this knowledge they're worth, they're gold. So turning that knowledge into AI models so can be utilized at the end users is right now is the trend, is the way forward. So not only data and knowledge, actually capturing that knowledge and feeding these models by that with those knowledges could be a challenge, or can be resolved through some of the infrastructure capabilities that we can build here in the kingdom. Let me just give an example. A national AI authority can use HUMAIN training infrastructure. I don't want to make it just a training infrastructure. This is not a marketing presentation. It can use a training infrastructure to train multi-models, multi-LLMs that understands the knowledge that we have, the government terminologies, the industrial terminologies, the domain-specific terminologies. This enables ministries, agencies to build intelligent assistants. They can automate document processing. They can deliver citizen services in natural languages. So training training and inferencing. These are the core capabilities when it comes to AI. But moving closer to the edge, to the in some of the use cases, you really want to bring the capability all the way to where the data is produced. So AI at the edge means moving intelligence closer to where data is produced. In cities, factories, devices, this minimizes the advantage. Why is this important? It minimizes the latency. It enhances the privacy. It enables real-time actions without needing to send any data to the cloud. It is essential for smart cities, autonomous systems, and industrial AI applications. If maybe imagine an AI system deployed in an oil rig, in a smart factory. What are examples of decisions that must happen at the edge rather than the cloud, and why? So, just go ahead.
At the rig, there are quite a lot of parameters that can be captured and analyzed at the edge. So a few of the parameters are like So let me repeat, like at any given rig, there should be a lot of analysis should be done at the rig. There are quite a lot of reasons why it's better to be at the rig. Like few parameters when they are extracting the crude oil, the viscosity of a crude oil, the quality which, like, is it like oil or is it water? What's the temperature of it? How is it behaving? And then external parameters like environment and all, that needs to be analyzed. So keeping an AI at the edge, at the rig, is always a better. So we don't want to push back this data to the cloud and again get back, so which will consume a lot of time, a lot of resources, which is basically wasting our all resources. If we have at the edge, that'll be much better.
100%, 100%. Can we try another industry? Maybe I would.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could.
So any industry that requires a safety action at the edge is important to have the AI actively there without transferring the knowledge, the information. So saving time with safety actions.
Time. Time is key with the edge capability. 100%, thank you.
Thank you.
Can we take one more example? Healthcare is a big one. Why is AI at the edge important for the healthcare?
Being able to take a decision on the edge for healthcare scenarios or cases is important because time is a big factor of in those scenarios.
Time is a big factor. Is there another good big factor that helps us, actually requires us to have this capability at the edge? Maybe we want the data to be sovereign, and that entity does not get out even to the cloud. So privacy.
Privacy. Right.
Especially with the healthcare, I believe privacy is an important one. And you know what? Today we have this capability in the kingdom. Today we have, we're deploying in government entities, we're deploying in the smart city applications. We have something called AI Box, where it has all the chipsets required for an AI edge computing. So this is a capability that is essential for many use cases, honestly. تفضل.
Question. You talked earlier about the AI inference, and then just now you talked about AI edge.
True.
So what is the difference? Is the inference for يعني application where it's done centrally, and edge is, as you just said, it's maybe local and private to the use at that maybe geographically يعني stays there. وعندي سؤال ثاني لو سمحت. When you talked about the AI training, is there a government body or entity that governs the process of allowing companies like HUMAIN to train AI models using data that comes from different sectors? You gave an example of mining. There could be others, of course. But this data to be moved around for the purpose of training, I think, يعني, in my mind, there should be some sort of a governance to ensure that it is used in the right ways and in standardized ways. So these are my two questions.
Sure. So the first question is related to what is the difference between AI inference, the first slide, and the second, the AI edge. So the AI inference is the cloud offering. It's at the cloud. It's you pay something called per tokens. A token is actually, think of it as a word. That is the best solution for use cases that does not require a huge investment and business requirements to have the data closer to where the data is. That's one. Two, for example, some use cases does not require. does not require the devices to be as close as possible. For example, cameras. Cameras, you want to do the real-time processing. Real-time processing means the closer the compute power is close to the cameras, the faster you can do analysis. So the first one is a cloud capability. The second one is a device that is actually physically closer to where the data is stored. And what defines the difference is actually the use case. When do you select when do I go to the cloud and when do I go to the AI edge is based on your business requirements, based on the investments, based on actually the scalability. Always keep in mind when it's cloud, it means you are agile in scaling up and down. However, when you have physical devices, mean scalability is not going to be as easy. So there are a lot of parameters we put to decide which one is the best infrastructure for you. However, the main two differences, as you stated it correctly, that is physical, geographic bounded, and this is more in the cloud. But all of them are in the kingdom. So we always encourage, honestly, moving to the cloud unless it's a huge business need. And the reason for that is just scaling fast, so easy. And it's much better when it comes to optimizing for cost. And for the second question, is there an entity govern the training of, if I got the training of, let's say, domain-specific knowledge? So HUMAIN, first of all, they're building the infrastructure and the capability. And each entity will train their own models in their own, even though it's under HUMAIN's, in HUMAIN's infrastructure, but we do not own the model. So the entity who is training the model is owning the model, is owning the knowledge, is owning the IP of that. So for example, we are training our own model, Allam, on our own infrastructure, but Allam is a general purpose model. It's not a domain-specific model. I know we've seen in the media, for example, MetaBrain, I think, that's by Aramco, the AI model that is for oil and gas, and there are other, and that's their own IP. So what I'm trying to say is I want to abstract the infrastructure from training, and however, there is a very interesting initiative we're working on called Data Embassy, and what that means is think of an embassy facility. It is physically within the kingdom, however, it's operated by a different entity, right? So we're working with the government to launch a data embassy model, and that will enable us to actually provide or enable our infrastructure with global customers and local. Imagine there is this piece of land, there is this piece of compute power, it's completely operated and owned by you. So this is something also where you want to add أبو yes لأنه تفضل عرف عن نفسك بالله معلش أول شيء ارفع صوتك
صباحكم الله بالخير جميعا. اخوكم ثامر الغامدي Head of Product Marketing في HUMAIN. So just for the concern of privacy of data, اتوقع انه لسه ابو عاصم ما وصل الاجابه اللي انت متوقعها. سدايا منضمه الى هيئه الامم المتحده في برنامج اي كير هو متخصص في حفظ وسلامه امن المعلومات الخاصه بالمشاركه خصوصا في التريننج، لانه اتس كونسيرن وورلد وايد. يعني في احدى من القضايا اللي رفعت على احدى الشركات الكبرى في امريكا وصلت الى الان الى حوالي 35 مليار قيمه التعويضات المطلوبه منها، لانها تدرب على معلومات لا تملكها. فصحيح الكونسيرن حق المعلومات وخصوصيتها للجهات كونسيرن كبير خصوصا عندنا في هيومين. بس زي ما ذكر ابو عاصم تو انه في الاخير احنا ندرب التريننج السيشن حقتنا على الانفرنس حقنا للغه حقتنا علام، والجهات الاخرى قاعد تستخدم بطريقتها المناسبه.
Hopefully you answered your question. Any other questions before moving on to the HPC? Okay, so also an important capability is high performance computing, and this is the engine behind scientific discovery, simulations, and research. We are enabling national labs, universities, and enterprises to perform complex simulations, from just examples from material science to energy optimization, all also powered in the kingdom and served from within the kingdom. And if you think of HPC, it's a totally different use cases than AI, even the infrastructure requirement, you know. The AI requires GPUs, where HPC requires more CPU, and I think in the coming 5 years that will change. But today, the way of mathematical models that actually runs on HPC and physical model is more built around CPUs. So this is an important infrastructure, honestly, and we are bringing the full stack HPC services from the hardware to the middle layer to the software. When we look at key solutions in the industry, until today, I don't want, I can call some of them, for example, Schlumberger and Halliburton. All of those applications, the HPC applications, do run on CPU infrastructure. So what we want to position ourselves, what do we want to do? We're really bringing this HPC capability in the kingdom first. Two, to be a global player when it comes to the HPC. Three, we really want to offer it as a service as well. So it's not like, bring the infrastructure, build it for, no, we'll open it for everyone. Whoever has a job to run, go run it. You pay for whatever you need and you move on. So this is going to be an amazing, cost optimization. Maybe you could share with us, Doctor, if you use HPC at all in
Yeah, so I was going to ask two questions.
Yes.
Offering an HPC, I would say centralized or accessible facilities around the kingdom is very important. With research and development, as you may know, we use proprietary softwares. So this is a challenge because some softwares that are used for optimization are different from softwares for research, and everyone has a license.
True.
So I am trying to imagine what is the approach for this accessing this facility with the proprietary software. Second question is beyond HPC. Is there a vision beyond HPC, quantum computing, maybe? So these are the two comments that I have.
Thank you, Doctor. So the first question is related to the softwares and how, with the centralized infrastructure, how that's going to work. So honestly, we are working, I cannot call the partner yet. We're working with a global partner that has more than 1,200 softwares already licensed. And these are all the key applications for all the industries that needs HPC. This entity been working with the automotive, they're working with the Disney, they're working with all the industries, honestly. So we're bringing the software that will be resolved through one entity, and license will not be an issue. However, if there is a specific software that bring your own license. So we have the infrastructure, again, it's abstracted completely. We have the infrastructure centralized. However, the software you bring in, you bring your own license and you can run it. So there are multiple models, multiple ways, and that's something resolved. It's not something new, by the way. I mean, there are multiple entities in the US already offering HPC as a service, and one of them is Azure, for example, Microsoft, right? And for the second question, are we going with what next? Definitely, we're not going to stop there. I've mentioned from the beginning, we are after every new technologies, after new chips, just when it's mature enough or in the research. So we're working with the universities today. We're working with even some global entities to really always try new technologies, and we're happy to even expand our engagement with other entities. But this is key and important to position us, Saudi Arabia, as one of the top 3 globally players globally. And again, at the end, we want to be in the US. There are multiple companies in China, Far East, Far West. In the middle, HUMAIN, hopefully, will be the hyperscaler of this region that can serve more than 4 billion people around us. I think let me for HPC, Yes, before we. So if we had a national HPC platform accessible to all industries, which so the sectors could unlock the most value from the HPC? And what type of simulations or research could transform their productivity? So what other sectors could really use HPC? تفضل.
Drug sector.
That's in the medicine.
Yes.
Can you tell me how?
Like finding vaccination for finding vaccination for a new virus. It takes time. Also, it takes plenty of simulations. So it would benefit from that.
So medical sector. دكتور كنت بتقول شغلة؟ Energy. It's one of the, since the 70s I think they started energy. One of the first industries who utilized, if I'm not mistaken, right? Maybe.
Still growing.
And it's still growing. Any other? تفضل. Space.
Space mapping, drones.
100%.
Yes, space and drones. That's maybe.
طيب, can we think of we'll not take, can we think of type of simulations? Now we've talked about industry, but type of simulation. خلينا نروح على but this is too دخلنا domain knowledge كده, دخلنا type of simulations too much. خلينا high level. طيب. And I think that's it from my side, honestly. I would like, if you have any specific questions, I'll be happy to answer them. تفضل أخو أحمد.
Shukran on an insightful talk. One of the things that I would like to understand, and how do HUMAIN enable organizations, regardless of their size, to use the capabilities and the verticals that HUMAIN are building? Meaning, who will own what is developed from these models? How can they get the best advisory consultancy? Is it something that they have to do only with the HUMAIN team, or can they have their own parties and their own teams internally and externally to work on your platforms? It would be nice if to share with us some stories about how companies can get leverage utilizing the amazing infrastructure that you're laying down in a pure business context to develop new products, as you are the VP of product, to put yourself in another perspective of a VP of product in a different company, for example.
Thank you. So, we have two models, if I can think of it. There is the partnership, strategic partnership models, and there is the natural, normal vendor customer alike. And if I talk about these two, we have clear offerings and services. And if there is something that really I think that can, I'm wearing the hat of the other VP product. If there's something, a capability that I need, I can contact HUMAIN directly and really ask for specific the infrastructure, for example, or solutions or applications specifically for this use case that you're looking for. And we take it from there. We sit together, we sit with the technical team, we build together the requirements, and we move on until we achieve the objectives. That's one way. The other one is the strategic partners, and this is where we co-develop, co-build together, and we're open to, and there are a lot of examples where we really sit and say, you know what, we have a challenge, and this challenge will require some kind of unique engagement. We do sit together, we understand the business impact, we understand the requirement that is needed to, and what's the TAM, what's the sum of this product, and we build together a solution that can serve us and locally and globally. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how to engage.
And would you allow the client to have ownership of the product that's being developed?
If it was developed by you or by us, by HUMAIN, I mean, this is open for discussion. We definitely, this is not something, we do not say no, of course, to IP. IP, as long as it's on in the kingdom, definitely we're open to discuss it and have either joint IP or maybe your IP. This is something open. Yes, 100%. Totally.
Yes, I have a question here. Yeah, here. In the market, every day we are seeing like new LLMs are coming, new models are coming. So I believe this, that the models there'll be plenty of models in the market. I believe that those which are trusted, which are transparent, like if we see like any application like Twitter, they have opened up their algorithms. So now I believe those models which are LLM especially, if they are transparent, they will be the winners. This is my assumption. How true do you believe? Like, is there any work that you are working on transparency of algorithms, transparency of weightage, transparency of so many vectors and all? So I mean, I want to know like how are you taking up this challenge?
Honestly, so this is a very good question, and I saw a graph yesterday of an open model versus
Closed.
ChatGPT, a closed one, and I see the jump of open models. It's moving really fast. But the thing is, what I believe also, the amount of investment and money that those closed models have, they're not, and they're big. I mean, they're huge. So I cannot judge right now, but what I can say, open models are really advancing very fast, and can be utilized in many use cases. However, closed models, especially from ChatGPT, I believe OpenAI, they have endless amount of money. Abu Ali, you want to say something?
Thank you.
I think we reach a level right now that LLM is just the edge zone, and now scientifically. So LLM is the reality that started everything now. OpenAI, cloud, everyone. But right now we are going to a new, let's say, a new era where multiple companies are taking multiple directions between agentic AI, edge AI, which is low cost, efficient, like the one that's been done in the Chinese market a lot, and also where they come with multi-models that is not reflecting on LLM, but agentic that work together. So we are really driving forces in multiple areas to find cost efficiency for the end of the day, and how to do it the right way to elaborate on creating that model that will reflect on a resonance business success. Like working with SIDF, I think one of the things that as mining and industrial businesses, you want to do that big simulations that understand is there an opportunity for doing 1, 2, 3 or not. So these are just evolving day after day. As Abu Asim just mentioned, one of the things that's been shared between us and one of the groups that how the Chinese market is just evolving so fast. There is a test, it's a fun test called Humanity Last Test, where it's always whenever there is an LLM model, they will test the LLM model in that test. And a Chinese model just beat OpenAI yesterday with a good difference with 70 or 5 or 80% lower cost. So it's just evolving in a rapid way, in a fast way that's really affecting the market overall.
100%. Thank you. You wanted to ask a question.
So thank you so much for the insightful talk. I have two questions. First, you have talked about the different activities that HUMAIN works on. I would love to know if HUMAIN is contributing to any hardware-related activities like hardware design or hardware products. And the second question is, I would love to know about is HUMAIN contributing to any defense or space applications, since these fields are going to be hugely elevated using AI? Thank you.
Thank you. So the first question is related to hardware design and chipset design specifically. We are in that domain, but we've started, and I'll be honest with you, it's not it's a huge research and activity. So we're working with Alat. Alat is a PIF company to really see how we can build something jointly together so there is an activity. Honestly, I don't have full visibility, but I know the vision is there and we're working on it. Abu Ali, you want to add to me? Huh? And the Horizon PC. Yeah, definitely. We have a PC that we designed it internally, hardware. Shukran. Yes, yes. In terms of, and I went to the chipset level right away. We do have a lot of products when it comes to devices, and this is not only AI PC. We're getting into the AI cameras. We have AI glasses that are coming up, and multiple things on the roadmap. So, and the second question, honestly, I don't have an answer for yet. Do you know, Abu? Oh, I don't have an answer for it right now, honestly. I don't think we're there yet. Inshallah, one day.
If we look at the energy price, they play a big factor in determining the countries and their advancement. And we saw that China is predicted to overpass the US because they have cheaper energy. And in the kingdom, I think we have the cheapest in the world. So in 2050, for example, if you can predict the kingdom position because of that really important factor that plays in our favor.
Can we be more specific in the question? Is it you're talking about the
about
AI?
The energy cost,
the impact of energy cost on AI?
Exactly.
So I think this is what positions us and makes us very confident to be one of the top players globally, is because of the reasons you've mentioned. When it comes to power, space, physical space, these are key enablers for us to offer cheap, let's say, I don't want to use the word cheap, come on, yani, cost optimized, optimized infrastructure that competes globally so I'm not thinking that far, but much sooner we will be much cheaper than everywhere else, inshallah.
Thank you for the insightful slides and discussion. I have a question following the quantum computing and how quantum computing will be affected by the sovereignty or the data confidentiality and sharing of that data. And please elaborate if possible, because as of my knowledge, quantum really heavily relies on more or less open algorithms or global data sharing rather than closed loops. So in near future, if quantum become a big player in the transformation and digital transformation, it will be a challenge, or?
Well, I wish I could answer your question. We have another some set of people that are more focused on the quantum and the new development. I don't have an answer. I'm sorry. I don't want to just give you information that is not, I'm not sure about 100%. I don't know. But we're happy. Nobody knows. But please, I will share my contacts. And if you have any question or any follow-up questions, engagement, please contact me. I will connect with the right people. I don't want this journey to end here. This is the beginning of, inshallah, multiple engagements, and hopefully it will mature into more research and development.
اوكي يعطيك العافية. شكرا جزيلا على great insights. عندي سؤال ما أدري يمكن حضرتك أو ممكن يكون regulators بس regarding the energy consumption. يعني we know that AI and all the data requires lots of energy and generating the data and then the cooling, it requires يعني مو زي الindustry والتصنيع مثلا الeffect على this type of energy, how يعني it's يعني we're going to increase the burden على environment, مو زي المصانع اللي مثلا we need the energy during the production system. It's going to be 24/7. So how this affects the carbon print على أو footprint على industrial environment system.
Thank you. So this is very honestly important question, and it's. I'll tell you my answer from high level, but still there is another business unit that is responsible of the data centers. But in every day's discussion with them, they do talk about sustainable infrastructure data centers. They have targets to reach. You know, maybe I think they're starting with 50%, and then it's going to 70, and then it's going hopefully into a higher, where sustainable energy is the majority. It does require power like no other industry. AI, that's why we're talking about gigawatts of power. And honestly, the industry is moving so fast, so we have to be part of it if we want to be in the top global player when it comes to AI. But at the same time, there is a clear roadmap of how this is addressed from the our other business unit, the data center business unit. تفضل.
One answer for this is using the AI edge is cost optimization and also energy optimization, lowering energy needs, and this thus يعني being more sustainable and having more compute power. Yes,
could be, but again, that goes back to the use case itself. Sometimes the AI edge is not the solution you want for the type of work you want to deliver.
That's one example.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Just have a question in regards of the human product. Would this be reachable for public, I mean in markets? When I start talking about the BCs and the end user stuffs.
شوف ابو علي مبتسم هنا جيت في ملعب وانت كده.
Additionally, in regards of the Allam, for example, Allam is we have explored. I'm not sure what are the plans just to increase number of users. As I know that the high number of users that will develop the data more and give very efficient outcomes.
ثامر.
Thank you.
بالله تعالى معلش اسمح لي لانه هو بيعطيك خليه يجينا.
طيب يعطيك العافية. بالنسبة للسؤال الأول الأجهزة yes we didn't announce it just for the sake of announcement. يعني إن شاء الله between Q1 and Q2 إن شاء الله we will start distributing the HUMAIN BC. HUMAIN Horizon Pro announced in September is our first hardware to the public and the business, so it's a B2B, B2C product. And inshallah, once we announce the pricing, everyone will be surprised in the market that we are really doing something that never happened before. So this is all I can share right now.
كان في سؤال ثاني عن ذكرت علام يا طارق.
بالنسبة للعلام right now 7B متوفر في أكثر من GitHub وغيرها من الارياز اللي you can download the full LLM and start interacting with it. 34B will be available soon. We are building our own API. So soon we will provide this API to commercial use and for research use, for industrial use. ما بيتطور لحاله علام. We need people to work with us in making that model better and better. And one of our main goals is making Alam the right model for Arabic language worldwide. The competition is hugely, especially from the Chinese market and the American market. بس إنه إحنا نزعم ونتفق إنه اللي قدمناه في علام خصوصا في موديل 34B is the best Arabic right now standard even للهجات يفهم إلى 14 لهجة. there's a challenge also إنك تتكلم بلهجة جنوبية شمالية شرقية غربية مع موديلات الحالية ويفهمك بسهولة. احنا we provided this and ان شاء الله الرود ماب كبير جدا وزي ما ذكر ابو عاصم في اكثر من نقطه من اللي ذكرها AI Edge و HPC وغيرها. It's a revolution. وترى يعني ان شاء الله الحمد لله لك يا رب يعني توفيق من الله ودعم سمو سيدي ولي العهد. ترى الشركه عمرها 6 شهور اليوم فتونا بادين ان شاء الله والكبير الجاي اعظم ان شاء الله.
100% ثانك يو. اسلم. طبعا.
So 3 things. أول شيء من ناحية الريسيرش العلمي أنت تعتمد على أفضل موديل عربي خصوصا اللي يدرس ويبحث في اللغة العربية. الجانب الثاني سهولة التعامل معه بجميع اللهجات العربية. هذا تكنيكال ادفانتج مو موجود عند اي منافس، فيجي الكبير في السن او الصغير في السن يقدر يتواصل يتعامل معه بسهوله. احد الميزات بالنسبه لنا الكبيره جدا، احنا نزعم ونؤكد ان افضل موديل للتعامل مع القران الكريم، فما بيغلط الموديل ابدا مع القران. تلقى اغلب الموديلات تغلط، احنا الموديل عندنا لا، وان شاء الله ان شاء الله في اقل من شهر بتكون في اضافات تخص القران وتعليم القران ما هي متوفر في اي مكان. فاعتزازنا وزي ما ذكرنا اسلامك فيرست، هدف منه مو بس انه انا وعندي LLM، هدفنا انه نقدم LLM يفيد الماركت.
صحيح.
يعطيكم العافيه، هو خطوه ممتازه للمملكه، والمنتجات اللي تسوونها والخطط اللي عندكم طموحه وواعده. وكان عندي سؤال على هيومين شات. جربته في كذا مره، وفي كذا مره اوصل الى ديد اند يعني بسرعه، يقول something went wrong. فوش الاشكاليه هذه ومتى تتوقعون تنحل؟
هي مو اشكاليه، هي مش لو تلاحظ الان كلود، اوبن اي اي، شات جي بي تي وغيرها، في they introduce a new thing called memory of the agent. So we are right now working memory of the agent, so انه يقدر يكمل معك المحادثه لاطول درجه ممكنه. احنا المشكله انه يوصل لبوتل نيك معين ويوقف.
الكونتكست حقه، حجم الكونتكست
بالضبط. فالبوتل نيك هذا الكونتكست حقه احنا قاعدين نحله بحيث انه هي كان كاري اون الكونفرزيشن معك. اليوم كلمت يمكن 10 اسئله او 15 سؤال، بكره جيت تعيد معه تكمل المحادثه يكمل معك. بس
كانت اكثر من كذا.
صحيح. which depend also on multiple
على طبيعة السؤال.
technical factors also. خليني أكون واقع معك. that we are working on right now. يعني next version update إن شاء الله very soon November that will solve this hugely. الجميع.
بس إن شاء الله ضغط على الديسلايك بutton. ممتاز. لا هذا المطلوب عشان نشوفه. هذا المطلوب.
ترى فعليا ذكرناها إنه if you dislike something we take it really 100% yes. بالضبط. we care about it.
ممتاز. طيب نسمح بواحد سؤال أخير. اتفضل. إيه. تفضل يا بوس.
يعني what happened with HUMAIN 1? Did you deploy يعني launched it or not?
إيه.
طيب HUMAIN 1 الحمد لله يعني لنا تقريبا شهر ونص شهرين نستخدم.
نحن انترنال
شهرين نستخدم. So we don't have an ARB system at all. We have HUMAIN 1. وتبي ترفع إجازة، تبي تشيك على تاسكاتك، تبي تشوف مشروع، كله HUMAIN 1.
ماشي. Government entities are not using it right now.
لا not yet. لأنه what we are doing right now is also understanding the whole market. يعني أتوقع إنه لو تقدر تدخل الصفحة حقت HUMAIN 1 بتلقى إحنا وش مسوين طريقة التعامل مع كل جهة. يعني بكرة يمكن إن شاء الله إذا الله كتب يجينا اشتغلنا مع IDF. One of the things that you have historical systems. Oracle, SAP وغيرها من system that it's not في يوم وليلة أقول لك خلاص طلعها ودخل HUMAIN 1. There is an orchestration that we do work on, that we make sure that the transition period تتم بكل طريقة smooth بحيث إنه بكرة أول ما يبدأ HUMAIN 1 fully active عندك تقدر ترجع للهيستوري حق كل السيستم حقتك through the years and it's there providing the right context which is the most important thing. I don't want بكرة إني أفتح HUMAIN وأسأل أقول كم راتب أبو عاصم يعلمني. عرفت كيف؟ There is a lot of trial and error that we work on, and this thing that is what we are really focused on to make the context and the modality the perfect thing for running a business.
توفيق إن شاء الله.
شكرا. الله يعافيك. شكرا.
Thank you for your valuable insights and how AI infrastructure is driving innovation, performance, and capability in the edge. With that, we have ended our session, and before we close, I would like to invite our VP, Engineer Ahmed Bagaawi, to welcome our honored participants. Mr. Mohammed Zagzoug, I would like to welcome you on the stage. Now, I would like to welcome